Now, from Funny Bone on the Levee, the Bob and Tom Show, Comedy Central's Live at Gotham, and the CBS Craig Ferguson Show, please welcome comedian Geoff Tate.
All right. Thank you for coming, everyone. This would be super weird if you weren't here. That's my opener. Surprise. I'll tell you about myself. My name's Geoff. I just found out I'm single. Wasn't always. I was married for a few years. We were together for almost 11 total, so of course I'm single, right? I met this girl when I was 21, and in my head I was like, I'm gonna be with this girl forever, which is really dumb. Have you met 21-year-olds? They don't know anything. I couldn't imagine being tied to any of the stuff I loved when I was 21. Back then, my favorite band in the world was the Top Gun soundtrack. Right? It's 12 years later, you'd be like, what's your favorite band? Top Gun soundtrack. I liked it a lot when I was younger. Turns out, I just hadn't heard a lot of bands. There's a lot of them. Most of them are better. But I made a commitment, so Top Gun soundtrack. I'm single now. That's the worst part about being single, is being single now. 2012 is harder to be single in than 2001 was. I knew what to do back then. I could say cool things like, why don't you page me after the Collective Soul concert? And you can't say that in 2012. Nobody knows what either one of those things are. It takes a minute to explain what a pager was, right? It's like a cell phone, but terrible. It's like a cell phone if all your phone does is miss calls. Right, so I'm single. I don't know where people meet. That's another problem. I meet girls in bars. I work at nightclubs. I hang out in bars. My friend's like, you got to meet girls in places that aren't bars. And then I go, what? Like a hotel bar? What are you talking about? My best friend goes, you should meet girls at church. That's absurd. You cannot be kind of drunk at church. It is definitely a red flag. First of all, it's in the morning. I guess people meet on Facebook. I think that happens now, but I don't like doing anything on Facebook because my parents are on Facebook. Ruining it. They're in their 70s. They shouldn't even know what the internet is, let alone Facebook. But they're there. They're on it, trolling around, liking things, making it weird for me. It's an uncomfortable situation, man. I'm friends with my dad now. My dad and I are friends. He waited till I was in my 30s to tell me we were friends. Could have told me when I was in high school when it would have done some good. But he waited. There's dating websites you can go to. I don't know who does them. To me, they sound terrifying, right? Because the commercial's like, we'll find your perfect match. That's a lot of pressure. Right? That is the last thing I need, is to, you meet your perfect, what if you meet your perfect match and things are going good, but then Call of Duty comes out on our birthday? And you still get broke up with because you forgot February 21st was 2 things that year. And now your number one perfect match, the computer scientists figured out for you, broke up with you, and then you gotta go back and be like, who was number 2? Are they free? It sounds really difficult. Here's what I think happens. I think you type everything you ever thought was interesting about yourself onto a page. Someone reads it, decides to want to have dinner with you, at which point I assume you have nothing left to talk about. Would you hold back? You're going to sit down on the table and say something like, I like kayaking. Yeah. I know that already. I read your thing. Plus, we met on singleswhokayak.com. I'm aware of your love of kayaking. If I had my own dating website, I would clean that up. I'd make it easier. I would just make it say name, job, and then things you do on Saturday. And that's it. And then you fill it out. Somebody would read it, be like, that's a cool job. I'd do some of that on Saturday. We should hang out. And I would give it a cool website name like, I'm pretty, but I have a baby.com. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Geoff. All right, coming up, a ninja robs a Milford hotel. The really big stories are coming up next.